Hello and welcome to Geekonomics. We're back, another OG edition with just Brian. Brian's listening to some sweet tunes. I'm assuming it's a Weezer song of some sort
I'm jamming
that he
out to our
found.
theme song, GB&E,
Oh, there you go. Oh, okay.
which you
Yeah.
can listen to on Apple Music and
Yes.
Spotify
Or
and
yeah,
YouTube.
or iTunes or anything. You can
Yeah,
find it. Just
GB&E's
type
whole
in
album.
yeah, GB&E. They're the greatest band that never existed, and they really are now because they don't exist anymore.
Yeah, but
So there
I
you go.
mean, it's an amazing album, so go check it out.
It was a
Uh,
great album. They did a good job. Put a lot of
yeah,
effort
they did
into
a
it, and it came
fantastic
out
job.
really good. Yeah.
So
The days
you
of local bands.
might be asking yourself, what mug do you have today, Brian?
Yeah. No one's asking that, but go ahead, Brian. Tell us.
You don't know. You don't know.
Especially after last week's ground pound cup. I mean, you
The
started a
ground
trend here.
pound. I have my late night with Stephen Colbert mug,
Ah,
I bought this
isn't it the Late Show with Stephen Colbert?
Oh yeah, the Late Show with Steve.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah, yeah.
which when I saw him perform do two shows, back when we could do
You could
things.
go to that thing. You could do that.
Yeah. So I also I have more mugs, more stories.
I'm
You know,
assuming you have thousands of mugs. I'm assuming you have a whole cabinet just of mugs.
I have a whole I have a coffee area, and the whole bottom is
Oh
just
Lord,
mugs. Yeah, it's a lot
that's
of mugs.
depressing. Yeah, you have a coffee problem. I've told you this before.
I do. I do.
Nothing new.
No.
You still haven't gotten a light. I noticed.
No, but the love, my love is keeping my
It's
face
very
lit.
dark on you. You're in the
How about that?
shadows.
Is that better?
No, not any better. None whatsoever.
All right, that's fine. I'll
Turning
get
your
there.
body does not help.
Because of your internet issues, let's keep the show moving. Um,
Yeah,
what have you been up to this week? You play, you
we
watch, you
do.
do anything interesting this week?
Went to an apple orchard on Saturday. Did that. Didn't
Apple
really go
picking.
and like pick apples, but just like no, we didn't do apple picking. We just went to an apple orchard and then went to like the little store and bought apples
Oh,
because
okay.
there was way too many people there to go apple picking.
Yeah.
Because everyone else had the same idea, so we were like, yeah, we'll just get the apples and get out
Well,
of here.
it's fall
So we did
time.
that.
Most people have that idea in the fall.
I know, yeah. It's just one of those things. You kind of like it was like a spur of the moment decision. It wasn't like it was like we
Well,
kind of just thought of it and
you told me about it last week. You said we're gonna go apple picking.
no, the place. Yeah, but the place we decided to go to, it was a last minute decision. It wasn't like we had planned a certain spot. We kind of just there's a place on the way to where Claire works now that does it. So she was like, "Oh, we'll try there," and it was not what we thought it was going to be. It was a lot smaller. The actual like farm area, like the actual area where you would go into.
Yeah.
But there was way more people than we expected, so we were in and out quite quickly. And there was a lot of unmasked people, which was very disheartening. So
Oh, outside? Really?
that yeah, yeah, there was a group of them huddled together and they tipped off why they were not wearing masks. So
Interesting.
yeah, so we were like, yep, we're getting out of here.
Do you watch anything? You do anything other than apple picking?
Not really. I kind of started watching The Boys a little bit. Haven't really got into it totally yet. I watched an episode or two.
You said you were watching that week to week. I mean, the final episode's this Friday, so me and Allison are definitely going to start watching it this week.
Yeah. So I think I got like the past 2 episodes and then this Friday's episode. So I might just wait till this weekend and just end the season out and see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm so psyched. Every time I go to IGN or a web page, some things are being ruined for me in a way.
Yeah.
But because I've been reading, I should say, I'm in volume 4 now. I kind of know things that possibly could happen, but I'm more interested to see how it's portrayed on television. So I kind of know what possibly could be the outcome of some stuff, but I don't want to know. I will wait till this weekend and start watching it. I'm very excited to watch that. Allison and myself, we started finally last weekend we started watching Schitt's Creek, and the show was really good. Like no joke, it deserves
You're one
all
of
the
those people.
accolades. Yeah, I'm one of those people. Um,
You won all the
I don't know.
Emmys. We should watch it.
Yeah, well, it's been on the radar on our list for a long time, and we're like, okay, if it won that many Emmys, that means it's something's got to be good about it. So we checked it out. It's hard for us to get into a show because it is so many shows, and we always do this. It becomes like a Netflix and all this stuff, right? We look at it going, oh, we got to watch season 3 of Daredevil. Oh, we got to watch the final season of Jessica Jones. Oh, we got to watch the rest of Handmaid's Tale. And then we get overwhelmed and we go, let's just watch a crime drama documentary. And that's so after Schitt's Creek had won, I said, let's just start watching it. And we did. Thank God, because I'm getting burnt out on serial killers right now. There's already so many I can watch. But
Enough murder.
But the problem is, it's with Netflix and Hulu and all these streaming services. There's too much, and I almost shut down. I'll go, oh, I this is too much. I don't know what to start watching because I have a slew of shows I really want to watch. But yeah, Schitt's Creek, really fun, really funny. It's an enjoyable show. We're almost done with the season 1, and they just dropped the final season early on Netflix. Which is great. So now we can watch the whole thing. But yeah, it's a great show. Highly recommend checking it out. It's a half hour. It has Chris Elliott in it, which I love Chris Elliott and everything.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you do.
He's hilarious. But anyway, other than that, man, we started another documentary series on Hulu. That's on FX about this guy who supposedly killed his family. He was in the army, and it's like, oh my God, it's another one. It's a crazy one.
I saw that. I saw the thing for that. I think it was in Entertainment Weekly. I think I saw that.
Yeah, we started watching that as well, and that's mind blowing. It happened in the 70s, going into the 80s, but I mean, it's crazy story. But I'm glad we're watching a comedy to kind of even out the drama and the real life world of that series. But beyond that, I haven't watched much of anything. I haven't watched a movie or anything. So, I picked up the new Star Wars game.
Oh, Squadrons?
Yeah. I want to finish Ghost of Tsushima first, because I'm like that. But the Star Wars Squadron is in VR, and I need an excuse to hop back into my PSVR, so I will probably play the game in VR mode. It's gotten great reviews so far from everybody, so I'm stoked to play. It's only $40.
It's like I was thinking about it, but it's like I don't know if I can handle, like, I don't know. I seem to have, as I get older, I seem to have issues with like fast movements with my eyes.
It's not that fast.
Like on video games and stuff. So I don't know. Well, I remember when it was the Battlefield, or Battlefront, I should say, had the space mission. It would always kind of like, I couldn't, like, my eyes would like hurt afterwards.
Do you get nauseous?
No, my eyes just hurt.
Do you need?
Because I focus too hard. No, I focus too hard. And my eyes, like, I have issues with peripheral vision. Like if it's like fast peripheral stuff. Because I have a lazy eye, so it like weirds out. It gives me a headache.
I thought you had one eye that doesn't work, you said.
Yeah, this one.
So, and you can't see 3D.
Yeah, exactly.
So
like 3D, like dimension, like that kind of like in the fast, like in the space stuff, because the stars like go by fast when you're moving, and the ships.
Maybe you're too close to your television, Mark. Maybe you should step away from TV. Like
I'm pretty far away, but it's even like when we played Halo last time, like if you like in the space missions, it's just like I don't know if it's the quick movement on the screen that like throws, like, it just gives me a headache. Like not right away, but after I get done playing, I'll have like a headache for a while.
Fair enough.
But I think it's
Well,
because I don't blink. I get too focused, and I get like really like intense focus, and like I like my I don't know.
you got a lot of problems. You need a sign that says blink, Mark.
Yeah, I'm just
Take a
old.
breath.
I'm
You're not old. We're not old.
We're old, man. We're over 40. We're old.
No, 60's old. 40 is middle age. We're middle aged.
I like being old. I'm all for it. I'm in.
I know you're in.
I turn the monitor off for a second. Hold on. There we are.
You okay? Did you have a stroke today, Mark?
No, it's just one of those days. It's just like everything's
You all right?
going fluey.
What's going on with you?
It's a weird day.
So Mark, let's get into sports. I know the
Yes.
NFL had its first COVID thing.
Yes, the quarterback for the New England Patriots, Cam Newton, got positive for COVID on Friday. But before that, the Tennessee Titans got COVID. I think we talked about that last week, how they got COVID and their game got postponed.
So
they just had today. They're up to like 16 people, 8 players, 8 staff.
Wow,
all
that have COVID.
Positive, yeah.
Wow.
So,
well, I mean, yeah, it's a serious.
Today's like the first time I think that they've gone a day, or actually all their tests came back negative, of the people that they tested.
Yeah.
So that's good news. But on the Patriots side, they were supposed to play yesterday in Kansas City, but the game got moved to tonight in Kansas City.
Wow.
So that's why I'm wearing my Patriots shirt today.
We have two games tonight, right? Today.
Yes. Yeah. Usually we have one game, but we have 2
right.
Tonight. Patriots play at 7, and then the Packers Falcons are at 8:50. So
now, is it weird that they're? Well, I guess it's not. It's on the weekends they have games in tandem. We just think they would have the game in the afternoon and one game at night.
Well, they could probably just figure because people work, so they don't want to play it during the day when people are working.
That's true.
So they'll have it at night. People can watch it at night.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it makes the most sense to play them now, like a today or tomorrow kind of situation.
Right.
Like the Titans one was kind of different because they kept getting positive cases, so they couldn't really move the game to like right afterwards.
Right.
So
makes sense. And then in baseball, I mean, we're getting close to the play. We're in playoffs, right?
We're in playoffs now. Yep, they're in the playoffs. I don't really know who's winning what because Red Sox are out of it, so I'm not really paying attention.
Right. It's weird because October is really baseball playoff season anyway.
Yeah, if the Red Sox are still playing, I'd be caring. But since they're not, I don't, because now it's football season because the Patriots are playing.
Actually, it's like every season because hockey's still happening. Like, when's the playoffs for
Hockey's done. Hockey just finished.
Wait, who won
Tampa Bay Lightning won the Stanley Cup.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Their first time since 2004.
Wow. I mean, their season was like, what, 2 weeks?
No. They started playing back in August.
Which feels like August. It's only 3 months.
It's 3 months ago.
That's nothing. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And they're actually doing their draft tomorrow. That NHL draft is tomorrow.
Wow. Any word on the AHL at all? They still
the rumor is January. Like the rumor is December 4th is what they've said is a possible, but the rumor is January because the NHL isn't coming back till around that same time, I think. So it's going to be whenever the NHL decides to come back. That's when the AHL might come back, and that's only if they're allowed to even have people in the building.
Right. I mean,
I don't see the AHL playing if they can't have fans in the stands. I don't see the AHL playing.
Yeah, because they don't make any money, right?
No, God, no. They barely make any money when they have people in the stands.
Right. NHL, they can play with no people.
Yeah, they have TV and all that stuff too, yeah.
Yeah, they have sponsors.
Yeah, whereas AHL doesn't have the TV stuff that the NHL does, so.
Right. So, all right, we'll have to wait and see how that all pans out. Anything else in how's the NBA?
They're in the finals. Lakers Heat. I think Lakers are up 2-1 again. I don't really watch basketball, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I kind of just catch it when I'm seeing other stuff.
All this stuff's just all happening in tandem. It's confusing, Mark.
Yeah, it's like Blur's Day is what I call it.
Blur's Day.
Blur's Day.
Is that all the days put together?
It's all the days together. It's Blur's Day. Also, the 2,432nd day of March.
feels that way.
Yeah,
It feels like I just put my AC in the window and I
Ugh.
literally just took it out of the window, and now I putting the heat back on because it's getting
Yeah.
brisk outside. It's weird.
Oh, I just put out Christmas. Well, not Christmas lights, but Claire bought Halloween lights for the outside of the house. So I was putting them out yesterday, and I was like, because when she's like, "Oh, I bought lights," I'm like, "Cool." And then I was like, "Kind of put these lights out?" Then I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I can put up my timer and everything for Christmas now when the ground's not frozen and it's not 10 degrees outside. So I got excited. I started doing the lights and everything, and then I got really like trying to design the lights and everything.
Yeah, I mean, our
I'm my father. I realized that yesterday. I'm like, I am my father. I think we
yes,
all are.
yeah,
Our individual fathers, not like my father, but
we're all Rick Warnock.
yes, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Uh,
It's gonna be on his gravestone.
yeah, yeah.
It's his
Um,
catchphrase.
so, Mark, we're gonna jump real quickly. We got some pop culture news.
Yes, we do.
The Internals had a villain leaked through
Or the
their
externals, or the eternals.
internals, externals,
The eternals, Brian.
eternals,
Not the internals.
internals, and
It's
the
the movie about
Eternals.
interns. It's the sequel to that fantastic Vaughn and Wilson movie, The Intern, or Interns. It's now the Internals.
I know the internal. The
They become superheroes.
the Eternals have been pushed back to November 21.
Yes.
But because the way all the marketing and products have already been made, and
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff's already come out, especially for Black Widow
Yeah.
and Wonder Woman.
Black Widow's villain is Taskmaster.
Right. As much merchandising, the villain on Marvel's Legends series, someone on Twitter got their hands on it, and we got the Cairo, Kro, Caro. I don't know how to pronounce it.
No idea. Couldn't tell you.
So the box shows Caro, the leader of the Eternals, opposing
Eternals.
Eternals, opposing Deviants in the comics as a cine skeleton figure with a red mark on its forehead. His appearance differs from the readers may expect, but could also hint at the new, perhaps darker direction for the MCU's grandiest movie yet. So like this got leaked, so we kind of know what we're going to be getting for that villain, which is kind of cool. One of the other interesting tidbits that came out this weekend was that Spider-Man 3, Jamie Foxx is rumored to be returning as Electro. Where this gets interesting is, I guess Jamie Foxx said he's not going to be Blue, and
Which
that
makes sense.
they haven't started filming. It's going to be this fall. I like surprises. I don't want to ruin this for myself because we were all very, very surprised at the end of Spider-Man 2 when you had
yes, the leak of Jonah Jameson.
He came on at the
Yeah.
end of the movie. Well, now the
Sold
rumors
everyone
are,
insurance.
huh?
He sold everyone insurance.
Yeah. We are farmers.
Dun 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 dun.
So
then Spider-Man's like, I don't want insurance.
yeah, there is, because of this leak, this getting out there, there is rumor circulating that this could be a Spider-Verse scenario where maybe Tobey and Andrew Garfield are back.
Oh God, I hope not.
I think it would be so cool.
Tobey Maguire part, the Andrew Garfield part, not so much.
No, but I mean, if you have Doctor Strange involved, and we know Doctor Strange is going to be doing some wackiness with his film.
Yeah.
If this is a lead up to that, and Doctor Strange is in this film, or there's multiverses, and we get to see these two other Spider-Men show up, be kind of cool. But I don't want to be. I want to be surprised. I wish stuff like this would not come out, would not get leaked, because, like I said before, a couple weeks ago, they announced that this is kind of diverting from this, but with Walking Dead, they announced that Daryl and Carol are going to have their own spin-off series when the show ends. So that ruins the ending of the show because you're like,
well, you just know that they're going to survive.
Right.
There's other people in the show, so.
Exactly, but I mean, it doesn't give them any urgency at all. You're kind of like,
and do we care? I mean,
no.
with that at least we don't care, so it doesn't really matter.
But I'm just saying,
I gotcha.
sometimes putting these things out early is not a great idea.
It's also 2020 where nothing's kept secret except how the president's doing. Besides that, nothing else is kept secret.
Right. That's top secret.
Yes.
But anyway, I'm kind of looking forward to Spider-Man 3. I mean, this is really cool news. I mean, kind of cool to see all three Spider-Mans. The other two.
Yeah, it wouldn't be till like 2024 though, right? That'd be like the next time they'd be able to.
They supposedly start filming this fall, but
but the movie coming out, I don't know, with everything being pushed back, they won't be able to get it on the screens probably till 2024.
You're right. I think because everything has been moved, but they'll probably film it, have it in the can until it's ready to come out because of everything. Everything's been moved. You're right.
Yeah.
I think a quick roundup of news for you, Marcus. I mentioned this before.
Okay.
Schitt's Creek season 6 arrived early on Netflix. Stranger Things season 4 has officially resumed filming, which is kind of cool. It was kind of sad not to have Stranger Things at all this year.
Yes.
And then a show that you're the only one I know who's watching it, Cobra Kai, renewed for season 4 at Netflix. Season 3
is, and it comes out January 2021. I'm very excited for season 3.
Yeah.
I'm also not the only person that watches it, by the way. There's plenty of people that watch it.
You're one of those.
Yes.
It was on YouTube.
I think you would enjoy it if you got around to it.
I honestly, I saw Karate Kid 1. Karate Kid's not my thing. I like Karate Kid 1.
You don't like Karate Kid. Of all the movies.
I saw the first Karate Kid. It was a great film. But beyond that, I have no interest in the characters. I don't care. Ugh. I'm sure it's great. I'm glad you like it. It's just not my thing. I know when something's not my thing. What
is wrong with you?
I don't want to waste my time.
You have issues.
We know our tastes in shows by now. We know. Like, if you don't like something, you'd be like, oh, I'm not going to watch that.
I know. I understood how you don't like Karate Kid.
I didn't say I didn't like it. I liked the first.
You kind of did. You kind of said you don't like Karate Kid. I don't know how you were born in the 80s if you don't like Karate Kid.
I liked the first movie. Beyond that, I don't care. It's not my thing. How many floor sweeps do we got to see?
At least 3.
At least 3 floor sweeps. 3.
Yep.
Also, over the weekend, I actually stayed up and watched Saturday Night Live live. I
did as well, yes.
I haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah.
I thought Jim Carrey was awesome as Joe Biden. He's fantastic. Just like him.
Yeah.
It was a great start. It was good to see everybody back in the studio.
I said to Claire as we were watching it, though, it's like it seemed like he got it better with it as the skit went on. Like he's got the look down like immediately, but the voice, you could tell he was like getting the voice as he was doing it. It kept getting better and better and better.
Well, yeah, it's his first time playing it. He'll get better over time.
But there was some certain parts where it was like, oh my gosh, that's exactly Joe Biden right there. That's like
my favorite part is when he muted him. He froze him with the remote.
Yeah.
Like, isn't it nice not to hear him?
Yeah, little Trumpless for a while.
Trumpless for a while, and I was like, yes, please. I can't wait till that day comes.
Then thanks to COVID, we had a little Trumpless this weekend, which was kind of nice.
No, it felt like there was more Trump than ever because that's all everybody talked about. And then he released his videos when he.
Then this morning he went out for a drive.
No, it was yesterday. He went out for a drive.
Oh, was it yesterday?
Yeah.
See, I disconnected from news for the weekend.
That's
another of my new things is I don't watch the news on the weekends.
I don't either. But this was everywhere. Like, it was everywhere. Anything, there it was. My favorite sketch from Saturday Night Live, though, was when they did the Drew Barrymore show.
See, I thought that was kind of...
That was hilarious. She is amazing.
Very low-hanging flute.
Flute?
Fruit.
Low-hanging flute?
fruit.
I thought it was impeccable. Like, she is really good at doing impressions.
Oh, she
And
is. She's very good at that.
I watched the Tom Green, Drew Barrymore
So
reunion.
weird, right?
It
So
was
weird.
it was weird because they haven't spoken like over 15 years.
Like, who
And
thought
Tom
that was a
Green,
good idea?
well, Drew Barrymore did. But when they did
Why would you
that,
do that on national television, though?
I don't know. When they did that,
Why wouldn't you like
parody,
meet him beforehand and then be like, "Oh, we hung out last night to catch up and everything." Like they're literally like talking about
you
stuff.
can't though because of COVID. I mean, they're not.
But they could
gonna
like
hang
have
out.
a Zoom call like this the night before or something.
You know what? I mean, they could have. They could have spoke briefly.
It definitely
but
seemed like they hadn't. It definitely
yeah,
seemed like that was the first time Tom Green had talked to her in 20 years.
it's so funny because that show they're like 12 feet apart. They're
Yeah.
sitting right across from each other, but like a
Yeah.
football field away.
Yeah.
But Moffat did a great Tom Green when he
Yes,
was
he did.
like,
Yeah.
"Daddy, would you like more sausage?" I
Yeah.
died. I died, man. And the great thing is, on the YouTube clip of that parody,
Yeah.
Tom Green posted a comment saying he loved it and he thought the guy did a great impression of him. And then on Instagram, Drew Barrymore took a photo of her watching it that night,
Yeah.
saying that she loved it, and she thought Fine Coleman did an amazing job.
Yeah. She does a really good
saying
Drew
that.
Barrymore.
Yeah, so
Even the girl who does, then she does her own. She like did it herself. It was her
Nicole Kidman,
as
right?
well, her Nicole Kidman and as Reese Witherspoon,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
I thought was pretty good too.
yeah. So it was great.
But
Great
my favorite
start.
skit was the name change.
Oh, the very first one.
Yeah, where they had the
Yeah.
name change and like all different.
Pete Davidson's trying not to crack up in the
Yeah,
background.
yeah.
Yeah, he's like holding it back.
And Chris Rock got his own name wrong at the beginning of it. It was even funnier.
Yeah,
Like the thing says Joseph, and he's like Johnson, and Pete's just looking at the screen, just like
yeah, he's dying.
he just doesn't care. He's just going for it.
It was good. It was great to see Chris Rock. I mean, I'm waiting for the new season of Fargo to get
Oh
more
yeah,
episodes.
yeah. No, we saw that commercial during the show, and Claire's like, "Ooh, I'd watch that." I was like, "Ooh,
Dude.
okay, cool," because I wanted to watch that too.
Watch the first season of Fargo. It's amazing. The second season, it's amazing. Every season of that show is amazing. There are their own stories, so you don't have to watch it. Each season's capsulated.
Yeah,
so,
that's what I kind of figured.
Yeah, it's its own story, but
yeah,
it's one of my favorite anthology series. I mean, it hasn't had a bad season yet. I mean, like I was really into American Horror Story, but that tapered off because it just got
and now what's her
repetitive.
face has her own show, which is kind of like
What?
dark. Sarah Paulson.
She's doing Nurse Hatchet, which is based off a character from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah,
one of the
Nurse
nurses.
Ratched. Yeah,
and it is it looks good. It's on Netflix. It's a Ryan Murphy produced. I mean, he does American Horror
it's
Story.
kind of the same
Same
vibe
feel, same vibe of American Horror Story.
Yeah.
That was another trailer. We watched it, and I'm like, oh, we should watch that. And Allison's like, oh, I don't know. So this is my life. We watch trailers, and then
it's the same thing.
It's like I don't know. So for us to be like, let's just watch Schitt's Creek, it was a miracle to be like, let's just watch something because we can never really.
It turns into like, why don't you watch a couple episodes, and if you like it, then maybe I'll watch it. Well, it's like, well, why do I have to watch this show and test run it to see if it's any good first?
Actually, that's my secret thing. What I used to do is I would watch a couple episodes by myself. And be like, Allison, we're gonna start. I'm gonna start over. You're really gonna like this, and that's how I got into Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Because she wouldn't get into it, and when I watched the first 5 episodes, or the first season, I was like, no, I think you're gonna like it, and if you don't, that's fine. I'll continue without you.
Yeah.
But sometimes that's how you gotta sneak it in with the wife or the girlfriend. You'd be like, no, I've watched a few. It's real. This might be up your alley, So it's tough, especially there's just too much. It's too much, man. So, Mark, I guess that's it for the news. You have a trailer.
I do. This morning, Ryan Reynolds dropped on his YouTube account and I think on his Instagram and everything as well, a new trailer for Free Guy, which we thought was being pushed back to next year,
Yeah, when is it coming out?
December. Doesn't say when in December or which December. That is the shtick that Ryan Reynolds is throwing out there. It could be this December. It could be next December. It's coming out in December.
And did you hear the news about Rick Moranis getting sucker punched in New York?
Yeah, I saw
Horrible.
that. Yeah, sucker punched in New York City on the street.
Poor guy. And the funny thing is, he retired from acting to take care of his family. And
it's not like it would have happened. Like, it's not like it happened because Ryan Reynolds brought him back. It just he just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, kind of thing.
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying he retired from acting to take care of his family. He hasn't done much since. And then he's coming back for the new Ghostbusters film, which got pushed. And Ryan Reynolds got him into a commercial, and then some
for
guy
Mobile or whatever it is
sucker punches him like an asshole. Horrible. Our thoughts and prayers go out to Rick Moranis.
Yes.
Speedy recovery.
Yes.
But Mark, give us that sweet trailer, because I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it yet.
All right. Let me do the thing here.
Things are happening. Mark's
Things are
looking
happening.
around.
Share computer sound. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Alrighty, you ready?
I'm ready.
And it's away.
Good morning, Goldie. My name is Guy, and I live in Free City. I have everything I need. Except one thing. Hey! Excuse me. Hey, bud, you ever think that there's got to be more? More than what? The stuff we do day after day.
Literally not once.
Today's gonna be different.
That guy's hilarious. He didn't get out.
What are we looking at?
Who are you?
We ran into each other the other day.
How did you find me?
I waited outside by the murder train.
Guy, I have to tell you something. There is no easy way to say this. This world, it's a video game.
I really want to kiss you. Is that weird?
Listen to me. You're not real.
Wait, you let who kiss you?
Guy.
There's not a button for that.
Oh, he found the button.
Buddy, if we're not real, doesn't that mean that nothing you do matters?
I am sitting here with my best friend trying to help him get through a tough time. Now, if that's not real, I don't know what is.
Millie, I know this world is just a game, but this place, these people, that's all I have.
Thanks, guy.
Who is this guy?
This character in the video game Free City has been turning heads by being the good guy.
Who is blue shirt guy?
You're absolutely right. Who is he or she, indeed?
This loser is ruining the game, man.
I don't care if he's Arnold frickin' Schwarzenegger. Terminate him.
We're doing great.
Guy, in 2 days, the game is gonna shut down. You, this whole city, they'll be gone.
What if we can save it? Was that cool? It felt really cool. We can change our world, but we have to fight together. I don't even know what's happening right now, but I love it. This is the first time I've ever driven a car before.
I really wish you'd mention that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love you, blue shirt guy.
Thank you. Watch out for them. They seem nice.
Well, it said this December in the trailer.
Yeah, December 11th. I didn't miss that. I saw it. But
Looks good. That was definitely a better trailer, and that movie could work in tandem if it's going
it's
into
definitely
theater.
going to be like they're definitely going to release it on
VOD.
VOD. It's not
that
gonna
movie
make it
would
to
do
the theater.
that movie would do really good on VOD. Like,
Yeah,
it's a
because by the
shame-
time December rolls around, there won't be any theaters open anyways, right, Brian?
Right, Mark. I'm glad you brought that up. Great segue.
Thank you.
The biggest news this weekend was Regal Cinemas suspending operations at all U.S. locations and the UK. And it's interesting because on Twitter, about a day ago, cinema Cineworld Cinemas wrote, "We can confirm we are considering the temporary closure of our UK and US cinemas, but a final decision has not been reached. One decision has been made. We'll update all our staff and customers as soon as we can." So
Now,
that's,
now the whole the thing that launched this thought process was the pushback of James Bond, right?
right. So 2 hours ago, this is from ABC News, Cineworld Group says that 536 Regal Cinemas in the US and 127 Cineworld and Picture House venues in the UK will close on Thursday. And over 45,000 employees will be affected. So this Thursday, this is 2 hours ago on ABC News reporting.
So that means the movie theater in Springfield at the MGM will be closed.
They are, yes, I saw that yesterday, saying they were going to be packing it up.
Yeah. They're not is this like closed permanently or just closed temporarily?
Permanent. They're going out of business.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, the original story was they were like, we just close till the end of the year and come back next year.
They're not going to come back from this. They're losing money.
Oh. Well, I don't think it's the last one that happened to.
Let's see. Let's see. Regional cinemas to close U.S. theaters indefinitely, affecting tens of thousands of workers. So they're saying indefinitely. So maybe they could.
Yeah, I don't think it's permanently. I think it's like they're just closing them with a thought process of reopening.
Maybe.
Like along the lines of what everyone did at the beginning of the COVID stuff. Oh, I think Bob's coming in.
But still, I mean, you're losing jobs right before the
Bob,
holiday.
you're sideways. Turn your camera
Hello?
or whatever you got.
What?
You're sideways.
Hi.
You're sideways, Bob.
No, yeah, is that better?
You gotta go the other way.
Other way.
Yeah, you gotta there you go. Turn your viewing device.
There.
There you go.
You gotta tilt to that angle because I'm sick today. I call that a work.
Ah.
You're frozen for me, Mark. Is he frozen for you?
It's frozen for me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're kind of back
frozen.
now. Now you're back. There you are.
You're back.
You've caught up.
Yeah, I got.
You're still frozen.
Yeah, your internet is about as good as mine is.
Yeah.
Was earlier.
But yeah, I know this is going to affect if all these theaters are closed.
Well, hold on. Let me do something.
They're not going to release any major motion picture this year at all. I mean,
no. I think the last one that hasn't announced what's going on yet is Wonder Woman.
That's going to get pushed again. That's
yeah,
supposed to
it's
come out
the last one
Christmas.
that hasn't announced it's moving to next year. So
right. But it still sucks because it's going to be harder for them to reopen. You have to rehire everybody, and will some of these theaters stay permanently closed? I think that's the most interesting part of the whole situation.
I think that's bound to happen. I think there's going to be. There's not that many theaters like left anymore to begin with. Like big name, like Cinemark, AMC, Regal. Regal was the second biggest of all of them.
I know, and both to have the second biggest kind of be like, we're closing up.
If they can't do it, then what's going to be for the other ones?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, we're going to have the smaller cinemas, the mom and pop ones, hopefully lasting, because they can air, they can do parties and stuff. But the bigger ones, it's crazy. But Bobby, you just caught us. We're going to be going over our favorite theater moments to end the show
in honor of the Regal Cinemas closing indefinitely.
Oh my!
We're gonna talk about our top three favorite theater experiences.
Yeah.
All right.
So we won't
I
have
have a
you go
lot,
first
but...
since you're the first one. But
yeah,
I mean,
let's do the top three. You don't want to like a plethora.
I know. You want me to go first?
Sure, Brian, go first.
All right. I would say, going back to the day, I would say seeing Jurassic Park with my family when I was a wee one, You know why this was an amazing experience? We saw it in the Suffield Theater. And I remember just when they look at the brontosauruses and everything eating.
Yeah, for the
from
first time
trees,
you see the dinosaurs.
I was absolutely blown away. And I remember looking at my family and my brother, who's my younger brother, Anthony, who's never impressed by much. He was just like, his eyes were like wide. And I was just like,
what just happened?
Did they bring him back from the dead? Like, it was unbelievable.
Bring dinosaurs back?
Yeah, and it really blew my mind of what cinema can do. And like, that movie holds up to this day. It's probably the best Jurassic Park film. They should have stopped after that one. They can't maybe have come close, maybe, but I don't think so.
Well, the first one back with Chris Pratt,
it was good. It was enjoyable.
It was probably as close as they got to the first one.
But it wasn't. Nothing will ever have that impact as like that first.
No, nothing will ever have that first reveal of a dinosaur on screen like that.
Yeah,
it was the way it was shot and the music,
practical effects. I mean,
the actors, Jeff Goldblum.
Yes.
Dodson. We got Dodson here. Yeah. Everything. It's just so quotable as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And Newman, what's
oh God.
He's got the when they go to try to hack the computer.
Can.
Yeah, and he's like,
Samuel Jackson.
Magic word. Yeah. Oh, so good.
Yeah. It was a great flick.
And you know what? That movie ended not with a gigantic spectacle like all these movies end with. I mean, it was a T-Rex, but I mean, that's all you needed. You didn't need like 5 dinosaurs.
Even in there, it ended with them like flying away in a helicopter.
But
and then
the T-Rex,
of
the whole
pterodactyls like flying away.
Yeah, but the whole building's falling on
the
T-Rex. But now you have to have
just the
battles. You have to have battles. You have to have all this stuff. But it was a simple ending. Simple. It was great.
Yeah.
But that was one of my favorites.
Steven Spielberg at his finest, I'd say.
Totally.
All right, well, I'll go next. My first one is the very first movie theater memory I have of my life. It was way back in 1983. Might have been 1982. But I don't remember my brother Josh being there, so that'd mean it'd be before he was born in 83. So I'm leaning toward it being late 82, before he was born. Seeing E.T. for the first time in Suffield, at the Suffield theaters, with my mom. And I remember my mom tells a story to every person that she meets that I'm friends with, or any female I've ever brought over to the house, how I cried bloody murder when E.T. dies in the movie. And I was like, they killed him. And I remember that vividly, like in my head, like freaking out about that happening. And then the whole movie, I just remember it just being like awestruck about, I think it was from talking to my mom about it as I've gotten older. It was the first time she took me to the movies. So I had to be like 4, 5, maybe.
Yeah.
it
So was the best.
Something interesting about that movie when E.T. started chugging back brewskis, and then Elliot's in class freeing all the frogs, and I don't know if it was just the they shared a mental connection. He is drunk. That young junior high girl and kisses her.
Yeah.
Just looking back now that yes, he should have done that. But it always really confused me because I really didn't understand the effects of alcohol when I saw it. But I know whenever I drink a boatload of beers, one thing I do want to do is smash a pet store and free all the frogs.
Your internet's still all messed up.
You want to smack people who are...
So it's
that was such a good joke.
I know. So you can tell you're going for something good there too, and it just your internet killed you.
Good joke. It was.
You just want to release frogs when you get drunk.
Here's want to free frogs.
Yeah. They want to be free.
That's why. Yeah. Anyway, shut up.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Bob, do you have a memory you want to share about
Of course I do.
going to the movie theater?
Yeah. I worked in the movie theater for 7 years. Of course I got some great
Yeah.
memories. Do you want them
Why
on the
not?
inside,
So we're-
inside or outside?
Either.
Any
You have-
side
You
you
have three
want.
choices. You have three options. You could do three different. You can do three different stories. So pick one.
Well, I don't have a whole lot of time, so I'll just say them fast. The first double feature I ever watched was Rescuers Down Under, the Disney one,
Oh,
combined
yes.
combined with Batman.
Wow.
Unreal.
Yeah.
For a double feature, I remember as a child, my parents were like, "Hey, you can get whatever candy you want." I was like, "Oh, fantastic!" I got the 6 feet of bubble tape,
Yeah.
and when I think the Batman first showed up, they tried to like shoot him on the top of that roof of the
Yeah.
building. I dropped my bubble tape. The bubble tape because instead of
Oh,
laying
unrolled
flat,
all the way
it
down.
landed. It went go 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 all the way down to like the front meter. I was like, "Hey, bubble tape!" So I had to
Yeah.
suffer through probably the best Batman ever made with no bubble tape.
Without bubble tape. No, that's the worst.
Ah,
I do have like a non inside a theater but drive-in double feature experience, kind of like in that same kind of craziness how they would combine movies. I remember going to the Mansfield drive-in, and it was Child's Play, not Child's Play, Problem Child.
I was about to
Problem
say, you don't
Child
like
2.
horror movies, Mark.
No, it was Problem Child 2, and the second feature was Backdraft.
Oh, yeah.
Who thought to put those two movies together?
Well, a drive-through, they put the kid movie first and the
Yeah,
adult movie
because
last.
they figured the
That's
kids
how
would
they
fall
always
asleep
do
by the
it.
time Backdraft comes around.
Yeah.
But it was like,
Problem.
it was
Problem
traumatizing
Child
because
2
I
is
remember
not a kids movie.
no, but I remember like watching like
Problem
Nice.
Child are kids movies. Those are family movies.
Problem Child 2 was the
Are you
John
kidding me?
Ritter.
Yeah. There's like
Problem
PG.
Child with John Ritter. That was a
Yeah.
kids movie.
Those are PG movies, dude. I watched them
Yeah.
all growing up.
I know, but there was something that happened during that particular movie which will always really hurt my emotions.
Okay.
We'll see if we can get through this without you freezing up on us.
Yeah.
I'll never forgive John Ritter.
Nope.
Remember this.
Nope. We're not going
Carnival scene. Where's the throw up? All right, I tell you what, guys. Bye.
Oh, when he puked? When he puked.
Yeah.
Yes.
He just left. He just
But
left.
Problem Child is a PG series and
Yeah.
it's a family
Problem
comedy.
Child 2 was the one where the ball rolls over the girl.
Yeah. But he's
John Ritter was
talking about the
trying
scene
to
where
marry.
when they all vomit. It is
Yes,
gross.
yeah,
Yes,
that was
it
pretty
scarred me
traumatizing.
too. It scarred me too.
But yes,
So thinking, trying to rack my brain here, some more classic moments of theater going. This I'm just gonna morph this one moment into a time period of my life.
okay.
My 20s. When this would be unplanned, I would go to the movies with Eric or whatever, and we would go do the midnight showing of said movie,
hmm
but everybody would be there. And it was never
Yeah.
planned. It wasn't like you had to call anybody,
Yeah.
or we didn't have Facebook or anything, but people would just go to the midnight showing of said movie. And one time that it really was a great experience when we all went after work. I worked at Chi-Chi's at the time. Me and Eric got out. We're gonna go see Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp, and
Of course.
we go to the 11:30 midnight showing or whatever it was, and people that are coming in, we knew everybody. It was a packed house of everybody would hang out with Denny's coming into that theater, and what an experience it was, because you get to see it with all your friends, and then everybody went to Denny's afterwards. But it was just like, those were the times when everybody would go to the theater. When a big film, we would all go to the midnight showing, and there was no planning, there was no calling. You all just went, and if you were lucky enough, you would all be with your friends just coincidentally. But I will always remember that time where it was just, that's what everybody did in a small town when there was nothing to do.
Yeah, exactly.
That doesn't happen now. Now it's just like,
they'll
you gotta
have wives
plan it.
and children and
Right.
lives. So
I do. So I reminisce about those times, but
yeah,
that was a
me
great
too.
experience. Yeah.
It was an honorable mention on mine. Just like the getting into the group with you guys and going to see the movies all the time always makes the movie better when you have like people
Oh,
around that you know that you can like jab and be like, look at how crappy that is,
or how cool that is.
or
Yeah.
how cool it is. Exactly. Yeah. So my second one is actually seeing my first Star Wars film in 1983 again at the Suffield Theater. I remember going with Hank and my mom to see Return of the Jedi,
So you're
and it was
4
after
years
Josh
old.
was born.
You're like 4. You're like 4 years old.
Yeah, I know, but that's like one of my other memories, like from early childhood, was going to Suffield Theater and being petrified of like the jumps, like not like anything that jumped out, but just like certain creatures in the original Star Wars movie from Return of the Jedi, like weirded me out, like the Crumb, the little guy. Like I didn't like that. I remember like not being a fan of it. But yeah, no, I remember being enthralled, like because it was the first Star Wars movie I ever saw in a theater.
Yeah.
And I just like remember like the first scene with like the ship flying, and just like I remember just being like, I'm in. Like, what is this? Why is this happening? How have I not known about this before?
Well, because you're
And
poor.
I've like loved it ever since. Yeah, exactly. But
You didn't know any better.
yeah, I know Hank had all the toys.
Yeah.
From when we were like, I remember going to my grandmother's house and playing with all the toys that Hank had from the first two movies. So I just never really associated what it was for or what it was to, but I knew the toys were cool. And I liked playing with the toys. But then seeing the movie for the first time,
Yeah.
like on a big screen,
It's pretty cool.
was just an amazing experience.
Yeah. You'll never forget that.
I miss that
know.
little Suffield Theater.
Yeah.
Could have both done too.
I saw Forrest Gump there. I saw Lion King there.
I used to go every movie there. It was either there or the small Enfield cinema, but it was usually the Suffield one because it was like $1.
$2. Dude, it was
Yeah.
like $2. Yeah, $2 or something on Tuesdays, or it was so cheap. It was so
Yeah, I
fucking
remember
cheap.
dollar days during the summertime.
Yeah, and then they do midnight showings of Rocky Horror Picture Show, which I didn't know what that was, but I would see the sign
Yeah.
when I would
Yeah,
go
yeah,
there,
yeah.
and I'd be like, I want to go.
Yeah,
I want
you're
to be
not
old
staying up
enough to go
tonight.
to that. I want to go to that. So I guess one of my last, honestly, I'm just gonna say I've had a lot of other great experiences in the theater, but honestly, when we all saw the last MCU film, which is Endgame, right? Was it Endgame?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Endgame, because I feel that is going to be one of the last biggest blockbusters for a very long time. I don't think anything is going to beat that. I don't think Avatar 2 is going to do that. I don't think any of the Avatars. But seeing that, because it was 10 years in the making, and we all went at the same time,
and we'd all basically seen all the films together.
Majority of them together.
I know, like you and I had seen all the movies together. I think, like in the storyline of.
I would say from Iron Man 2, all the way up. I didn't see Iron Man 1 in the theater, nor did I see the Hulk in the theater.
Yeah.
But I saw them all, and the only movie I skipped out on because I didn't like the first Captain America. I thought it was boring. Is Captain America 2, which happened to be a great one.
The best one of all of them.
And I was like, I ain't going. And I didn't go to that. So I saw
I told you it was going to be good. And then it was like, look, I don't want to watch it. I hate Captain America.
But for the most part, yeah. I mean, those are the only three I have not seen in theater. But me and you, I would say from Iron Man 2, we've seen them all together. But yeah, it was a great experience because of the build-up. It's been 10 years. We were all there for this big, what the fuck's going to happen? And,
exactly.
It was an awesome ride. And you know what? The cheering and the yelling is my favorite part in the theater.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of that and a lot of great moments. And I honestly don't see that happening again for a while. Like, I don't know. I don't think we're going to have that for a long time because of COVID and the way things are going with the theaters. And with streaming services now, we're more watching a lot of these movies at home. So to me, I want to like put that moment in a bottle and remember it forever because it was.
Yeah, it was actually correlates to what my last one is taking Claire to see, because we had seen Infinity War and Endgame with the group, the guys and I and you and us and all the guys, and then taking Claire to see Infinity War knowing what's going to happen, and she hadn't seen it yet, and then watching her like waiting, like knowing when like the big things were coming and like looking to see her reaction to it.
Oh
And
yeah.
like watching her be like, what? No, where's what's going on? And then like at the end of Infinity War, like her literally turning to me and being like, the movie can't end that way. I'm like, that's it. There's no more movie. They're like, no, there's got to be more. I'm like, nope, that's it.
Yeah.
And then seeing Endgame, and I mean, we watched Endgame. Literally, we saw Endgame right before we got married, is when it came out. So remember, she didn't end up seeing it until we were on our honeymoon in Niagara Falls. I took her to see it at a theater there, and that was, I think, the first time she saw it.
Now, has Claire seen all the movies? Or
Claire, at the beginning of this, the pandemic situation, literally decided on her own to watch every single Marvel movie.
That's on my
And
list.
she went through.
I want to do that too.
Yeah, she Disney Plused it and went through every single one of them because they're all on Disney.
I'm just saying, so I had Allison watch Infinity War, and she was the same way, like, holy shit. But then I watched Endgame. She's not seen Endgame yet. But as I'm watching Endgame going, a lot of these payoffs would make no sense to her.
You would make more sense if you've seen the other ones, yeah.
Right. So part of me was just like, maybe she should watch some of these before we watch Endgame. Because you watch Endgame, you can watch Infinity War without seeing any of them, and you're kind of okay.
Endgame, on the other hand, you need to see the other ones. Like, even, like, you need to see
Civil War.
You almost need to see the original Captain America movie to get why Endgame makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so much to Captain America.
Right. The payoffs in that movie are, like, so good.
Yeah.
But you got to be a person that is in the know.
Yeah. Because even Claire's like, you have to, like, she's like, that's like a callback from, like, the second Iron Man movie. Like, that kind of stuff, like, like the kid.
Oh yeah, you
wouldn't know who that was unless you've seen Iron Man 3. You wouldn't get what that was.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it yet or know what that's about, but whatever.
But yeah, I mean.
Yeah, so it's like, they're worth It's a long journey, but it's worth it.
Well, I still haven't seen the first Incredible Hulk film with Edward Norton, so I do have the box set with all of them. So I might. Yeah. Allison said she would watch the ones she hasn't seen. I mean, she's seen Guardians 1. She saw Avengers 1. She saw Thor 1.
Yeah.
But she hasn't seen, like, Ant-Man, which is a big part of that.
Huge part, yeah.
I mean, so it's like, I might start watching them in order and then make her watch the more pivotal ones with me.
Yeah. Like, if you rewatch, like, I rewatched recently because when Claire was doing her rewatch, I watched Captain America, the original one again, and it doesn't come off as like I disliked it originally, like not as much as I do now.
I'm sure my opinion will change when watching it again.
Because now you know the end game of it basically, so now you know like the part of that why that I did that to get to where they were going, kind of.
I mean, with opinions and thoughts about films and thought over time will always change.
Yeah.
I think. Going into that movie, I was expecting something completely different.
Yeah, they went way different than and it makes sense now. Like the one thing I would say is the movies from earlier that we didn't think were that great, i.e., like I said, Captain America, the first Avenger. Now that the whole story is done, you go back now and watch it, and it makes way more sense. And it's like, oh, well, that makes more sense. That makes sense why that,
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of like a puzzle, and you're only seeing a piece of that puzzle when it comes to the MCU. It really is. So when you can look at the whole picture, it makes more sense. I mean, we can do that with anything, any trilogy. You can.
Well, that was like the ultimate, though, because it's a conglomeration of like 22 films. So you have to like have all those references, kind of. They make your way to the end of it, kind of.
I know. So I mean, yeah. Did you say your last one?
Yes.
Oh, Claire one. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, movie theaters, man. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen.
It's gonna be a
2021.
while. It's gonna be a while.
Yeah, I mean, this pandemic. We're looking at next year. I'm gonna place my bet now. I think next year all these conventions are gonna be canceled as well. We're
Yeah.
not gonna have a convention until 2022
Yeah. No, I would
if we're
say
lucky.
nothing until midsummer next year, if we're lucky.
Yeah.
If
But
everything works out.
Yeah,
And that's only if a certain person wins the election, not another person.
yeah, there's a lot of things are hanging out in that election. But people go register to vote. Vote
Yes.
by mail or vote in person. I am voting in person.
And in Enfield, they made it very simple. Remember, your voting place is not JFK this year; it's the senior center.
Yeah, I know. We got the thing in the mail.
Yeah. We just did a
'cause-
show about that on public access. The
Yeah,
senior group did so.
Yeah, JFK is being worked on.
Yeah, they're remodeling it. So
Yeah, it needs it.
Yeah. jail for kids.
The jail for kids, baby.
Jail for
JFK.
kids.
Jail for kids.
JFK. JFK.
I did vote for that remodeling. That was something I voted for
Yeah, that was last year, wasn't it?
a couple years ago.
Yeah, I knew something like that. But yes, I'm doing it absentee because I'm not in the area. So
Yeah, how come you're not a resident of Massachusetts yet? You've been living
because I was
there.
in the process of doing it at the very beginning. I was initially going to do this at the beginning of this year, and as the process was going, as I was got the paperwork and everything, this all happened. So it put a halt in all that stuff.
Yeah,
So I
but you
haven't
can
had a
do
chance
all
to-
that online. You don't have to. There's nothing you got to do.
No, but you couldn't even do that at the beginning of it because they weren't even open, so nothing was able to be processed. And now I haven't gotten back to doing it yet.
You're going to be living in Springfield for years, and you'll still be a resident of Enfield for some strange reason.
No, I'll probably do it I'll do it if not the end of this year, by the beginning of next year, I'll do it.
Don't you get your mail? Don't you want your mail to come to your house instead of your
It
parents?
does. Everything else comes to my house.
You get your mail there now?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
How
What are you talking about? You used to get mail at your mom's house from when you were. I remember you had mail go to your mom's house until about 5 years ago.
No,
I still have mail going to your mom's house.
I get random. My mom will get some junk mail randomly.
Yeah, exactly. So
But
it's we're always gonna have that.
You were getting bills and all that stuff.
No, I moved that stuff.
How's your brother doing?
Okay, why? Do you know something I don't know?
No, I'm just wondering. He posted something on Facebook not that long ago saying he needs to do something, and I'm like,
oh, just because the town redid their whole their whole studio and everything.
Is he not
And
working?
so he is, but now it's all at the town hall.
Yeah.
So he's doing less now because it's at the town hall. Whereas when he was at the house, he would just be doing town stuff at the house the whole time. So he's the thing that I've had the conversation with him about, and I think I was going to talk to you about this too, is I think once we get back into our actual places of work, it's going to be a weird adjustment to not having to do as much because you feel like you have to do more when you're in this situation as opposed to when you're sitting in your office.
I can't wait.
Me neither. But it's just I just think it's now I have to produce all the shows and do all the graphics and do everything.
Yeah.
So the shows can happen. Once they get back into the studio, all I gotta do is flip the switch and turn everything on, and then they just do what they gotta do.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like what Josh is saying. He had to pretty much run the whole meeting.
Yeah.
For them, and now they're back in the town hall. He just sits there, and it's kind of I'm getting bored. He's like, I'm bored now. I gotta find stuff to do to keep myself busy.
Hey, speaking of, oh God, I don't know where we're gonna go with this. Shoot. Anyway, yeah.
Speaking of being old,
I had a fleeting thought, and it just escaped me. Because
you're old.
Yeah, John. Let's see.
John.
I know Josh. I can't remember. Is Stafford over? Did they
No,
do
they
that?
have one more race
Oh my God.
because they pushed stuff back because of they opened late.
Yeah.
I'm not working there, so I don't really care. It doesn't bother me any.
Oh yeah, you don't work there anymore.
Yeah, no
Ugh,
skin off my nose. They could race till December for all I care.
they probably will.
They could knock themselves out.
Oh man. Yeah, that's all I got. But it's a good show, Mark. I don't know. Like us on Facebook, Economics.
Yes,
Um,
and we're only going to do the video stuff on Facebook. So if you're watching, we're only going to be on Facebook for video. We're going to do just audio versions on YouTube and Podbean because it's just I have enough stuff going on. I don't have time to upload to Facebook and to YouTube two
Right.
separate videos. So
that's fine. No, what I was gonna say is going back. I can't wait, and like Zoom shows and everything, and meetings from home. It's fine. Man, I can't wait to be back in an office. But the high school I'm in hasn't started their hybrid. They're starting their hybrid this week, or next week, and we're going to see how that pans out. As you know, schools across America have been getting COVID and closing down.
Closing very quickly.
Yeah, so I think we're going to wait till after the election to see how everything pans out, and depending, we might be in this situation till January, or we'll see how the high school that I'm in does with the COVID crisis.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean, just in Enfield alone, schools opened and closed already.
Yes, Enfield High got a positive test, and one elementary schools had a
Henry
positive
Barnard
test.
did, and
Yeah,
I mean,
so I'm just
I don't want to endanger myself or a loved one, and I don't.
No, exactly, and that's my thing. It's like I know on the company side of it, it's probably not going to be until there's like a full blown proven vaccine that will be totally back to normal again.
Right.
So I plan on being here for a while.
Yeah, I mean, you
I
can't.
don't really have any hope.
You're in a small studio.
Yeah.
You can't. Masks aren't going to protect you all the time because people are going to be taking them off, and you don't. Yeah, it's just not worth the risk. It's not worth the risk.
It's not.
Yeah, it's public access. We can get the message out through Zoom.
It's working fine as it is now. It's going to be fine.
Right.
So.
All right, Mark. Well, it's been a show.
It's been a show. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you all next week. Be safe out there and have a good week.
And register to vote.
Yes, and vote. Not just register, but also get out the vote.